Hi to everyone that's joined. Let me see who's here. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Justin. Hi, Sue and Gail. Hi, Doreen. Hi, David and Richard. Alrighty, so I've changed the place that I'm starting from this time for the Queen Victoria Building tour. We still have 7 minutes to go, but I'll just explain to you why I've changed where I'm starting my tour from. Last week it was raining and we started, I'll just turn the camera around, we started from up the road there, just as you come out of Town Hall Station. We started it from a position just in front of Sydney Town Hall, and we'll walk up there in a moment. Today, we're standing outside the Hilton Hotel. So this is the entrance. This is the entrance to the Hilton Hotel. And the reason I decided to start here is that 2 days ago, hi Helen, hi Faith, I'm just explaining why I've changed my starting position, my starting location for this tour. 2 days ago marked the anniversary of a bomb blast in the Hilton Hotel, or in a garbage bin actually, outside the Hilton Hotel. And so there's been lots of flowers laid here in memory of that event 2 days ago. It happened in 1978, so this plaque was placed here in 2008. So what does that make it? That was 30 years, and we're another 44 years ago that there was a bomb blast that killed 3 people. 2 of them were garbage collectors, city workers, and 1 was a young police constable. And that's a plaque to memorialise the 3 victims of the Hilton bomb blast. So basically there was a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting being held at the Hilton Hotel, and there was a protest from, I believe it was someone who had connections to the Irish. Of course, the British were, and the Commonwealth were still very much at loggerheads. There was a lot of angst going on in the 70s still between the Irish and the British. And the bomb was believed to have been in protest to the Commonwealth and the meeting that was happening here at that time. So there we go. So we've still got 4 minutes to go before I start. I'm just going to have a little wander down George Street here. We'll get back to, we're actually standing right outside the Queen Victoria Building, but I won't actually show you how beautiful it is from the outside until we start the tour. Let's have a little wander down George Street while we wait to start. So how's everybody doing this morning? Give me a thumbs up if this is your first tour with me. Always love to meet my first timers. I know I've met some of you before. Oh, good morning, Doreen. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy my tour. I'm doing 2 tours this morning. This one is the beautiful Queen Victoria Building, and then I'm following it up with a street art tour. Let's just have a look at the... Oh, what building are we standing under here? Isn't it amazing how you don't discover your own city until much later in life sometimes? There's all this ornate work underneath the awning of this building. And it wasn't a very remarkable building when I looked up, so I'm not sure exactly what the history is behind that. So we're pretty much almost in the dead centre of the city of Sydney. Hi Jane, hi Una, hi Lyndon. From London, Una from Dublin. Una, you missed my little intro. We're standing under the Gowings building. I do actually want to go in there and investigate the Gowings building because there's a lot of history in the Gowings building. Hi, Maya. You're in Italy. How are you? There are these funny-looking characters all the way along George Street to do with Chinese New Year. Because these ones have got horns, I think there's something to do with cattle. Let's have a look and see what they are from the other side. Yes, here we go. So they're characters from the Lunar New Year, but they're in the position of the lucky cat, with the arm raised. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Carol. Hi, Alison. We're just about to see a tram go past. I'm going to go back to that spot where I was talking about the Irish connection to this part of Sydney from just over 40 years ago for Una's benefit. So I was explaining, hi Joe, I was explaining the reason I changed my starting point for this tour today from where I was last week, because 2 days ago marked the anniversary of a fairly serious event that happened at the Hilton Hotel right across the road from the Queen Victoria building. So there's actually been a memorial laid. You might be able to see as I approach it here. There's been a memorial laid to 3 people who were killed in a bomb blast at the Hilton Hotel, which was the venue for a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting back in 1978. So on the 13th of February 1978, there was a bomb blast in a garbage bin, and 2 city workers were killed and a young police officer who was, I believe, part of the security crew. And it was believed, there we go. So this is the memorial. It was believed to be an Irish nationalist who was protesting against the Commonwealth. Is believed to have been the person involved. And so there's a plaque that was laid here in 2008. This plaque was laid. Yes, in fact, and I had forgotten it, to be honest, Una. But this was a fairly serious event for Sydney. So there's the plaque for the 3 men who were killed as a result of a bomb explosion on the 13th of February 1978. Alrighty, so, we're a minute into our tour. Hi, Tariq and the Bears. How are you this morning? Let me turn around before I start. Hi, everybody. So that was just a bit of a pre-tour extra. That wasn't part of our tour, although I do bring it up later when I talk about the changes that the Queen Victoria building underwent over its life. So we're meeting today on the lands of the Gadigal people, and I'd just like to acknowledge their elders, past, present, and emerging. Okay, so here we go. We're standing in front of the Queen Victoria building. Let me just step back a little bit so we can get... It's quite a large building. It occupies an entire city block. So looking up to my left here, it goes from there. Step back. Trying to avoid walking into people. It's pretty easy to avoid walking into people at the moment because there's still a lot of people missing, a lot of workers missing from the city. All right, so here's the front. We'll see it a bit better once the tram moves out of the way. Hi, Mandy. And the sun shining on the front of the building makes it a bit tricky. Okay. So this is the entrance in the middle of the building. And if we pan upwards from here, so I'm going a bit slow. And that's the dome that tops the centre of the building. We're at the halfway point here. Does anyone want me to do a vertical shot? I know some people don't like it. All right. Okay, I'll give you a warning. 1, 2, 3, going vertical now. Okay, and I can't step back any further because I've got an awning over the top of me that obstructs the view. Okay, so we're heading back to normal now. My gimbal decided to misbehave momentarily. And then we look along to our right and we can see the full extent of the building to the right. So it's, as I said, it occupies an entire city block and is built in the Romanesque Revival style. So I'm going to walk along to the entrance at the southern end of the building where we'll meet the Queen. You're welcome, Lorraine. So just slowly walking along. Trams are a fairly recent addition to the Sydney landscape. I believe you've just got trams fairly recently in Canberra too. Is that right, Lorraine? What do we got? Yeah, it's 2 full. I guess you call that 4 carriages. A couple of years ago, yeah, I think ours were finished about then. I could be wrong. And I was going to show you. Oh, hang on. I'm going to backtrack. Does anybody mind? I discovered. Well, actually, I didn't discover. I was told about the most amazing coffee shop right across the road from the Queen Victoria Hotel. So if you ever visit Sydney, I tell you, I did not even know this place was here, and I must have walked past it loads of times. This coffee shop here is just beautiful. It's at the start of this arcade called the Galleries. There we go, the Galleries. It's called the Grounds of the city. I just want to give you a quick look at the outside of it. It's built in a real sort of, I don't know, what would you call it, 1930s style. Has all these display cases out the front in the windows. There we go. Look at that. Really lovely looking cafe. So I had a quick coffee out here in the outside dining area. I'm not sure if they're actually allowing inside dining at the moment. Here we go. Quick detour for a coffee. Good morning, Maddie. That's actually a branch of a much larger organisation, which is down in the southern suburbs of Sydney, Alexandria. All right, so while we're walking along here, I just want to show you, this is the town hall on the left and the southern corner. How much is coffee? I paid $3.70 this morning, Carol. That's Australian dollars, which is, I don't know, divided by 3/4 and you've got American dollars. It's roughly 70 cents to the dollar at the moment. Thanks, Lorraine. And we're just about to cross the tram tracks and go and meet the Queen. Here she is. Typical that there had to be a work truck in front of it this morning, but that's okay. We'll work around it. Do you remember I showed you the Lunar New Year character just up the road a bit? This is another one for the Year of the Snake. So it's another character from the lunar calendar. I realise that truck on the left is not making for a great postcard. Let's see if we can get a slightly better angle of the snake. Of course, there's a fellow in fluoro right behind. Fellow in high vis. All right, so here we have Her Majesty Queen Victoria, after whom this building is named. The Queen Victoria building was built at the very end of the 19th century. So somewhere around mid 1890s. And Queen Elizabeth came and visited. Her ancestor during the bicentenary. Australia's bicentenary was celebrated in 1988. It was the centenary of the first settlement in 1788. Did I say 1988? Yeah, 1988. So apparently this statue used to live in Dublin, outside the seat of the first Irish Parliament, Leinster House. And then it disappeared for about 40 years, apparently. But it was discovered and brought over here at the request of the Australian government. In anticipation. Oh, sorry, I'm just watching out for people behind me as I step backwards, that's all. So here we have a shot of Queen Victoria in front of the Queen Victoria building. There she is up there. Alrighty. For many people, I think this would be a more popular character. So this apparently was Queen Victoria's favourite dog, Isla. Isla. It's spelled Islay. Come on, Eiley.
My name is Isla. I was once the companion and friend of the great Queen Victoria. Because of the many good deeds I've done for deaf and blind children, I have been given the power of speech. If you cast a coin into the wishing well now, I will say, thank you. Thank you. Round.
There we go. That was worth waiting for, wasn't it? Alrighty, let's go inside Queen Victoria building. So at the entrance we have a Haig's chocolate shop. There's another Haig's chocolate shop at the Strand Arcade for anyone who's done my Strand Arcade tour. That's only just a bit over a block from here. Scott. Hi, Scott. How are you? That's okay. We'll see her again another time. And this is the entrance to the Strand Arcade from the southern entrance, from the southern side. We have one of the beautiful old lifts at each entrance. So there's one here and there's one at the northern end as well. And we'll go up in the lift in a moment. Let's just take a stroll along the ground floor first of all. So as you can see, it's beautiful mosaic ceramic floors. So after the Queen Victoria was first built in the late 1890s, its purpose was as a marketplace. So you would have had all sorts of vendors here back in those days, everything from fresh produce to clothing makers, tailors. There would have been household items, all sorts of wonderful different shops to serve all sorts of purposes. The building itself has a basement level. We're on the ground level, and then there are two further gallery levels above us. So if I just slowly pan upwards, we'll see there's the first balcony rail, and then there's a second balcony rail up there. And we'll head up there in a little while. Obviously, one of the more modern additions to the building are the escalators. The building has been threatened with demolition a number of times over the last century and undergone various renovations as well. It was, at one point, it was a library. At another point, it was government offices. And it was actually left abandoned or closed up for a period. For anyone who was there at the beginning of my tour, before we actually started and saw the memorial to the Hilton bombing, that knocked out every single pane of glass of this building. So that alone would have been a very costly restoration just to replace the glass. The building is now owned by the City of Sydney and it's heritage listed. It was purchased in the 70s, I want to say. I'm not very clear on that fact, by a Singapore company called Ipoh Holdings. Singapore, Malaysian, IPOH. Ipoh, I know, is a city in Malaysia. It might have been a Malaysian company. Yes, Laurie, the Hilton Hotel is just across the road from us, and there was a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting back in 1978. We just saw a memorial to it, which wasn't part of this tour. It was just part of the preamble while I was killing time. The flowers were laid because 2 days ago was the anniversary of that bombing in 1978, the 13th of February 1978. Yeah, 44 years ago, quite a long time ago. In fact, I'd actually forgotten about it. I was probably 19 years old then, so you know how you don't take a notice of very much at that age. At this point, we're at the centre of the building. Oh, and I just realised I actually should have my mask on. Bear with me. There we go. Completely forgot. I came in from the outside and I wasn't wearing my mask. This is actually quite a lovely part of the building. So we're inside that entrance that we saw from the point just across the road there. So that's where I took the vertical shot, just across the road. That's where the trams go past. And we're standing underneath the main dome at this point. So I'm going to just very slowly pan upwards. Hi, Margaret. And we can see right up into the centre dome. If I turn around, we'll come down from the other side. On this side, we've got some grand staircases. There we go. My glasses are fogging up, so bear with me. Hang on. All right, and here's the center of the floor here. We'll just take a little stroll along along the north wing of the building and go up in the elevator. So of course now we have some big name brands. On my left we've got Germani. On my right we've got Coach. We just walked past Jimmy Choo back there. Mulberry, I'm not sure if that's a name people are familiar with. And then lovely, lovely cafes. There's about 4 beautiful cafes. Laurie, this building is definitely high end. It's not necessarily typical of the whole of Sydney. There's still some mainstream shops around as well, but you've got your Longines and R.M. Williams. R.M. Williams is a well-known Australian brand. Country Road. Yes, these are all high-end brands. Okay, so we're about to go up in this lift. We'll go right up to the top floor. So I can't read your comment at the moment, Laurie, because my glasses are fogged up. I'm going to take them off in a moment. Ground 1, 2. We'll be able to see as we go up in the lift. Oh. You have to be quick. So on this level, we've also got fine dining. I'm actually not here for any of the shops, any of the cafes. What I'm here to show you are the amazing clocks. And we'll have a look at the roof from here as well. There seems to be a shop over there with a lot of British food items. I might have a look in the window. So here we can see what the actual roof looks like. And we can also see right down to the basement level shops at this point as well. Oh, I understood what you meant, Laurie. Yes, there are shops for the high end and there are shops for the regular Sydney siders as well. And those shops are still around. I mean, you've got your regular, shoes and clothing and electronics and all those sorts of things. Regular Sydney siders don't come here to shop. They might come here for a coffee or to bring their overseas visitors. What have we got here? All sorts of English stuff. Looks like they sell Guinness. Shaving items. Anyway, if you want a bit of British nostalgia while you're in Sydney, you can come to this shop. There's a barber. We're up at the carpet level. The carpet level is always an expensive level, isn't it? Look at the chairs here. In this is a display for a jewellery store. Okay, but we're here to see the clock. And there are 2 clocks suspended from the roof. So we'll look at it from this angle and then we'll go down to the second level, the middle level, to have a look at it. Hi, Katie. Hi, Camilla. So the first clock is the Australia clock. Sorry, I'm just clearing my glasses again. I literally cannot see. Not only can I not see the chat, I can't even see the screen at all through my fogged up glasses from wearing a mask and the humidity here. The carpet's gorgeous. So what we have here is the Australia clock, and it displays the date, the day, the hour, and the minutes. And you might have just seen the minutes dial just slowly turning there. It also displays scenes from the Australian coastline. So there's the Great Barrier Reef. There is Cape York. Now, obviously, it's not made of stone. It's just made to look like it's made of stone. It's way too heavy to hang suspended from the ceiling if it was actually made of stone. Now, above the dials, and we're going to move all the way around this clock and have a look, but there are scenes from Australian life. This scene depicts, it says Second Fleet Landing, 1790, but it's actually depicting a man being flogged. See him suspended over that frame, and his back is all bloodied up. That's a scene of a convict being flogged. Now, of course, the Second Fleet was a disastrous a journey. A quarter of the convicts died on the way over. So out of 1,000 convicts, only 750 landed. This one is Captain Cook's landing in 1770, so that's his arrival in Botany Bay, planting the flag for England, a date that's actually still contentious with the Indigenous peoples of the country. Now, where you see the marker there, can you see the marker just where it says Tuesday? That's the actual marker for the date and time. You might have just seen that top dial turn again. So we're looking at Tuesday the 15th, and it is... Now I know why I'm confused. This clock doesn't account for daylight saving, does it? Is that right? Or is it just me not is it me forgetting my Roman numerals? Anyway, it looks like it says that it's 9. Oh no, that's about right. 9 something. And then the dome is covered in gold plate. So I'll go up to another point up the end here where we can take a vertical shot. I won't do too many of them. Hi Lonnie. Hi Rachel. So we'll come around the other side. From this point here, we're looking down again at another cafe. Down to the ground level. Let me just get around here. Hi Lonnie, hi Rachel, hi Sheila. All right, let's do this. Let's go for the vertical. Okay, I'm going to give you a warning for those of you who don't like this shot. We'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I just want to there we go. My charger cord's interfering with it a little bit. So we not only get the clock, but we get the cafe downstairs as well, and the floors. All right, I'm going back to normal shot now. We ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, so the scenes on this side of the clock depict more Indigenous lifestyles. So this one is showing what life was probably like for the Aboriginals before white settlement, or in a traditional Aboriginal life family setting. This one is a little bit harder to take. It's titled, hi Rita, this one's titled The Taking of the Children. Does anyone know the story of the stolen generations? I'll briefly tell you that story if you'd like me to. And I actually can't read. It's probably, I'm guessing it's about exploration, but that shot over there, I'm guessing is to do with early exploration and crossing of the Blue Mountains is what my guess is to what that scene represents. All right. So getting back to this one, the early settlers, or the white civilized society of the mid 19th century, early to mid 20th century, I beg your pardon, thought it was a really good idea to remove children from Aboriginal families and give them, in inverted commas, a better life. Educate them to be white. Forbid them from speaking their traditional language and never see their families again. And it's a pretty horrible part of Australian history. So at this point here, what I'm going to do is show you the stained glass windows at the centre of the building. So we have the stained glass windows on both sides. This one here facing the George Street side where the trams go past. If I just move over a little bit, I might be able to get that to line up a bit straighter. There we go. And then moving across to the other side, under the centre dome, just walk around. Let's take another look skywards first. So here we are under the centre dome. This spiral staircase there leading upwards. I don't know who has access to that. Maybe maintenance people of some sort, work crews. And there we have the centre dome. Okay. And then there's more. Actually, I'll come back to that window. Let's have a look at the clock first. Over here we have the royal clock. Now this one was made by the royal clockmakers, and it represents Windsor Castle. When it's not COVID, it's actually an animated clock. So it every hour on the hour you might be able to just see each of the four turrets. There's a tiny little trumpet poking out the top. Yeah, I'll come back to it, Carol. I'm going back that way, so we'll do it one more time. So just poking out the top of the four-corner turrets, you might be able to see a little trumpet. So trumpeters come out every hour on the hour. When they've finished, there are 6 animated scenes from British royal history that rotate through these windows. everything from the signing of the Magna Carta to the death of King, was it Harold, at at the Battle of Hastings. Those scenes rotate. Such a pity that it's not actively doing that right now, because it's such an entertaining thing to watch. I really do hope they start doing that again soon. So, as you can see, the plaque on this side says, by appointment to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, turret clockmakers, Thwaites and Reed Limited, Hastings, England. And we'll do a vertical shot of this one as well. So that's the royal clock. Actually, I don't need to go vertical on this one. We could get the whole thing in shot here. It really does highlight the difference in size, though, between the royal clock and the Australia clock, doesn't it? That I had to go vertical to get the whole thing in. Okay, so let's go back to the dome, and then we'll go down the stairs where those stained glass windows are. Hi, Mary. A lot of these shops don't open until 10 o'clock, so that's why we're not seeing a whole lot of activity up on this level. Just very quickly, this display case pays tribute to everyone who's received a Victoria Cross. So it's not going to probably come out very well because it's behind glass, but there you have a recognition of Victoria Cross awardees. Okay, so this is the carol. Back up into the dome. We ready? Because we're just in the last few minutes of the tour. Okay, I'm going up. Okay, and now I'm coming back down again. Did you get that, Carol? Now let's just go down these stairs. I do need to concentrate because my knees don't like stairs very much. So you look at the stained glass windows while I look at the stairs. Give you lots of opportunity to capture those beautiful stained glass windows. It is pretty special, Mary, and to think that this building was almost demolished. I just want to give you an opportunity to have a look at all this beautiful metalwork, balustrades, and the arches here. Just some interesting angles, interesting architectural angles here. And this looks out to York Street. So we're bound by York Street and George Street on the long sides. And I think it's Druitt Street at the south end. We have one... Oh, here we go. Of course, it's not exposing for the brightness over there, so unfortunately that's a little bit washed out. And one last shot of the Australia clock before we finish up. Alrighty, so we're ready to go vertical again? Let's see, do we need to? Probably best. We'll just do a quick vertical, all right? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. And going back to normal now. 1, 2, 3. All right, folks. Well, that's it. That's it for the Queen Victoria building. It is, as you say, it is absolutely a stunning building. I'm going to come over here and turn the camera around. Thanks, Carol. Okay, so oops, superb camera work, except when it's not. Okay, so that is finishes up my tour of the Queen Victoria building. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a pretty special place. I highly recommend coming here. I don't like the music they're playing at the moment in the background. Can we get away from that? Thanks, Linda. So I'm headed off to Chippendale now, and I'm going to do a street art tour. That one is going to be a little bit controversial. There's some bad language and there's some controversial subjects. But if you're brave enough, come and join me in about, let me see, what would it be? Well, it's 10:30 my time. Come join me in Chippendale. I'm just about to hop on a tram and head up to Chippendale to do the street art tour. If you haven't done so already and you'd like to see more of my tours, there's a follow channel button up on your top right of the screen. Hope you had an opportunity to get lots of postcards. I'd love to see them. Please share them in the Facebook group, and let's meet up in another place. Thanks again, everybody, and bye for now.